and welcome to wrestling and welcome to the Raw replay for the episode on October 15. Now make sure to subscribe to this channel because we're doing videos twice a week, Raw replay, SmackDown synopsis, and then we're doing pay-per-view predictions when the pay-per-views come up and pay-per-view post-mortems after the pay-per-views, which we've got Evolution coming up next, the back end of October. Okay, so as you can see, I'm alone today. There's no Adam. It's a shame, I know. I'm all by myself. We've got a little bit of a scheduling conflict this week, so I want to be doing these videos alone. So they're not going to be quite the same. We normally have a little bit of back and forth about what's happening and our thoughts on the shows, so you're only going to get my opinion this week. So Raw kicked off with the Dogs of War promo. Drew was saying that they didn't need a catchy name to be the best team in WWE, which I was kind of like, that doesn't really make any sense, Drew, because you're being called the Dogs of War, so you kind of do have a catchy name. Yeah, I didn't really get that in the promo. We had a little bit of back and forth from Drew and Dolph Ziggler about their World Cup qualifying matches. They were sort of saying like, well, I'm the best in the world, so you know, I'm going to win the World Cup and prove that I'm the best in the world. And then, so Ziggler would say that, and then Drew would be like, oh, hold on a minute, buddy. And it was kind of interesting to see the tag team champions sort of arguing about who's better. Braun basically in the end said, you know, I'm the best, guys, so we don't need to debate it. Shield come out without Dean. Dean's missing after last week where he walked off on his own. Seth and Roman come down. They're on their own, but Seth says, don't worry about Dean, he runs on his own time and he will be joining them. We kick the evening off in terms of matches with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, and this was the qualifying match for the World Cup, as I just previously mentioned. Ziggler ran in on the match, caused a distraction. Drew went underneath the ring at this point, actually under the ring. Seth goes to get him from out under the ring, goes to pull him out, and Drew sort of drags Seth into the exposed steel girder of the ring. The referee obviously couldn't see this, so he got away with it. There's a really cool spot where Seth did the superplex. You know how he does it, and then he rolls through and tries to do the Falcon Arrow. But Drew actually reversed it and did his own version of the Falcon Arrow. I thought that was a really cool spot. Really liked that. Seth goes for the blackout, but Ziggler rolls him over the ropes by pulling on the ropes when the ref wasn't looking, because Seth, you know, he bounces off the ropes when he goes to do the blackout or the stomp. Dean's music hits at this point, and he comes down. He actually comes from out the crowd. He hits Ziggler from behind because Ziggler's expecting to come down the ramp. Drew hits Dean, but then Seth hits him with the stomp outside of the ring, and he wins by count out. So it's a count out victory for Seth, and he's in the World Cup for Saudi Arabia. We get a little bit of Shield backstage. Roman apologising to Seth for not being there when all hell was breaking loose earlier. Seth says it's fine because the lunatic showed up, and Dean gets upset at this, and he sort of says, "What did you call me? Is that all I am to you guys, the lunatic?" So continuing this whole is Dean gonna split from the Shield angle. There was a really old school promo that followed this from the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker. They were in like the bowels of the building. There was all this atmospheric smoke and lighting going on. It really reminded me of like a 90s promo. I thought this was cool. I really enjoyed this little bit. I'd like to see more things like this in the show. Following this, we got Nia, Jax and Ember Moon versus Dana and Tamina. During this match they announced a bunch of women for the Battle Royale, so there's going to be a Battle Royale for the ladies at Evolution pay-per-view, and Tori Wilson was the marquee name out of that bunch that was announced. Tamina and Nia did this whole thing where they were just headbutting each other. It was pretty brutal actually. They were doing it back and forth for quite a long time, and eventually Tamina came out on top. She hit a Samoan drop on Nia, which was quite a big thing really. Of course, Tamina's back from injury, she's been out for quite a while, and she hit a massive Samoan drop on Nia. Dana tags herself in, Nia flattened her, and then Ember Moon made herself, tagged in and made herself legal and hit the Eclipse. That was how they won. Tamina goes after Nia with a super kick after the match, and she actually did it. Ember helped Tamina tip Nia over the ropes following this, so Ember kind of went against Nia. Well, she did go against her, and then following this, Dana tipped Tamina and Ember over the ropes. And I hate when they do this, because it's like, oh, there's a battle royale coming up, so after a match they have to tip each other over the ropes to prove that they're going to be able to do it come the pay-per-view. It's really stupid and quite goofy, I think, when they do this. So I wasn't into the sort of aftermath of this match. Then we get a Ronda promo. She asks for the Bellas. She asks them, why did they do what they did last week? Why did they attack her? And the Bellas come out and they cut that sort of old jealous promo, jealous of the sort of attention that Ronda Rousey's been getting. And they said that they've been there the longest, and they made the word diva mean something in the WWE. The crowd were really into this, actually, the back and forth between the Bellas and Ronda Rousey. Rousey went off on them, saying, you know, divas doesn't mean anything, and that's part of like the evolution and everything. And then she goes on to say that they've been leeching off their men, so leeching off John Cena and Daniel Bryan. They say about knocking doors down for the women and stuff, and Ronda says, you know, I've been knocking down doors all my life, Jiu-Jitsu, UFC, the Olympics and all that, and then obviously in WWE. The only door that Nikki Bella has broke down is the one to John Cena's bedroom, and he kicked her out. This was such a hard-hitting line, and I can't believe they're using this sort of stuff, but then apparently to work the whole Nikki and John Cena being broke up. So this got really, really good reactions from the crowd. I thought this was a really good little back and forth promo. I thought the Bellas did a really good job in this as well. The security come down, and Ronda manages to kill all of the security guards. And it was really funny, the last one that she picked up, he properly overacted. He was like screaming and stuff. It was really funny. The Bellas got away during this distraction. Then we get Kurt goofing around backstage in his vacation gear. Baron Corbin comes backstage and gives Kurt his first singles match in WWE in 12 years. But it isn't actually a singles match because he put him against AOP, so it's a handicap match. Then we get Dean and Ziggler for the World Cup qualifying match. And we get the same sort of thing that happened earlier. Drew runs in on the match. Seth returns the favour from earlier for Dean, and he saves him from Drew. And he goes to pick Dean up, and Dean shoves him away. Kind of weird. Some of the things that they're doing with this angle are a little bit strange. So he shoved Rollins off him, and he went back in the ring, and Ziggler did a super kick and won the match. Seth hung around at the end of the match, sort of saying, you know, what's going on, Dean? What, you know, why are you doing this sort of thing? And Dean shoved him out of the way again, but Seth wouldn't let it lie. He runs after him. Reigns manages to split them up at the top of the ramp, and Corbin comes out and says, "Come on, guys, what's going on? I wouldn't want you to split up. Clearly, you would." And he books him in a match against Dogs of War. So it's a rematch of the previous 2 weeks for the closing of the show. I'm just gonna put my phone back on. So I know what the time is. Braun's backstage and he's telling the others that they will get these hands if they screw up. That's of course Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Then we got Finn Balor versus Jinder. It was basically a squash match where Jinder lost. Following this, Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush come out, continuing their annoying sort of angle that they started last week. Lio on the mic doing his ha 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 little thing where he's laughing all the time, and goes to commercial after this. Bobby Lashley versus Tyler Breeze is the match. and basically Bobby squashed Tyler. Yeah, not much to say about that. Then we get Lita and Trish promo in the ring. Gets interrupted by Alexa and Mickey. Lita and Trish are saying, you know, we can go right now if you want. Bliss and Mickey say nah, and they walk off. Not a lot of point really to that promo, really, just hyping up for the Evolution match. Then we get the Riot Squad backstage, and they're basically taking the piss out of Bayley, all three of them winding her up. Then we get the match, Angle versus the AOP. He's there with his Conquistador outfit on because, of course, he was in his vacation gear, so he didn't actually have his standard wrestling attire. He gets absolutely squashed by the AOP, but yeah, something isn't quite right because it isn't actually Kurt Angle in the Conquistador outfit. I don't actually know who it was. The AOP take his mask off at the end. Some guy. I maybe should know who it is, but I didn't know, and the commentary team didn't allude to who it was either. And all of a sudden, because Baron Corbin's been at the top of the ramp during the whole match, Angle comes out and Angle slams him at the top of the stage. Then we get the backstage segment with the Riot Squad again. They're wiping some like crap on Natalia's door. This leads to Ruby Riott versus Natty after the commercial, and the Riot Squad are of course at ringside with Ruby Riott. Oh hello, I've got a cat with me. Hello there, you come say hello to everyone on YouTube. This is Mimi. She's probably going to knock all the wrestlers down here at the front. Oh, Shawn Michaels is in trouble. Oh, she's knocked him down. Pin him, Mimi. Pin him. She's not pinning him. Yeah, then we get, so as we said, the Riot Squad, and Natty says, I'm not coming down there with the, with your gang there. I want to bring my own backup, and she brings Bayley and Sasha out with her. So the match is going on, and Natty eventually locks in a sharpshooter, and he thinks she's going to win, but Sarah Logan runs into the ring and smashes her, breaks up the pin. It's a DQ win for Natty. The Riot Squad go to attack Natty, but Banks and Bayley fight them off, and yeah, that was that segment. Then we get Elias in the ring, actually following a little backstage thing where he's being horrible to the stagehand again. We get him in the ring, he's about to sing a song and everything. He does his usual shtick of taking the piss out of the town. Apollo Crews interrupts him. And I think Elias is getting funnier and funnier when he gets interrupted. Because he sort of said, no, what the hell are you doing? I thought it was really funny. Apollo looks absolutely massive. I don't know if he's putting so much extra effort in recently, or what's happening with him. He had a little beard going on. I didn't know if it was like an illusion from his beard or something, or if it's just because we've not seen him in a little while that maybe he's put that extra effort in, but he looked massive. Apollo basically sees Elias off. They don't have a match or anything, he just, knocks him down. I've now got a dog jumping up at me. What's the matter? What? Come on. What's up? Are you going to come up here and be in the video? Come on, come be in the video. Come on. Here's Monty. Oh! You're going to sit in the chair there. Go on. This is my dog Monty. Well, my dog for a little while. So I've got a cat and a dog in the video now. He's filling in for Adam. Then we get Dean and Roman backstage having a little chat. You can't hear what they're saying, but clearly Roman's saying, what's going on, Dean? And then we get the Dogs of War rematch with the Shield. And early on in this match, Ziggler shoves Rollins into Dean, causing that sort of animosity again between the guys. Drew and Braun start a little dick measuring contest where they keep tagging in themselves in on each other and saying, this is how you do things. We get the Claymore zigzag, but the Shield stop the pin. And then Seth and Dean get rolling, they start really getting going. We get that sort of standard Shield attack. Dean hits the Dirty Deeds and pins, but Ziggler shoved Seth onto him to cause a breakup of the pin. Again, trying to cause that animosity between the two. They get a little argument between Dean and Seth. Dean goes to Dirty Deeds Seth, and Ziggler gets a zigzag in on them whilst the distraction's happening. We get a near fall Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. They're really playing it so, like, they're not being subtle anymore with the whole Dean thing. And I didn't like seeing him go to do the dirty deeds on Seth. But we'll sort of discuss what happened in the match and where it leaves everyone. But Reigns saved Dean. Drew goes for the Claymore on Reigns. He sidesteps it, and Drew hits Braun with the Claymore kick. So then, you know, it's now flipped onto the Dogs of War's little animosity between them. They go for the triple powerbomb on Ziggler, and Dean gets the pin, and he wins the match. So Dean picks up the win again, and then following the result, Braun loses his cool, and he running power slams Ziggler. And Drew says, well, doesn't say anything. He just big Claymore kicks Braun and wipes him out. So that was Raw for October 15, and I thought it was a decent episode, but we're sort of in a holding pattern here now until we move on to the next round of stories. So I think I would give this one a 7 out of 10 for the Raw rating. So yeah, let me know what you thought of Raw this week in the comments below. As I said earlier, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you for the SmackDown synopsis.